Hello, Aquarius. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. We are doing your reading for the month of May, or Taurus season, and we are just going to see what it is that the cards bring us. I'm not going to set up any structure or particular idea for this reading. We'll just be obedient with what Spirit wants to come through with. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, or any Aquarius people that you are checking up on. Please know that this is a collective general reading. Not everything will fit. Please only take what does fit. Leave the rest as it is definitely for someone else. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if there's anything here that finds you well. Now, let's just get into it, right? So, what does Aquarius need to know for May 2026, please? And thank you for Aquarius. 2 more shuffles for May 2026. We are starting with the Art Nouveau Tarot. I have no idea what or how many decks we may include thereafter. Show me for Aquarius, what do they need to know? Sometimes I pull the cards, sometimes I let them flip. It is completely intuitive. And I love that I have this flip around camera so that you can see what we're working with. So Aquarius, you're already here showing up. This is you. This is Venus in Aquarius. So we're talking about a change as it relates to whatever it is that you find lovely, that you find leisurely, that you feel worthy of, that you feel adoration for. We don't yet know. We know that the Five of Swords is a challenging prospect. It's a mind card. There is mental disturbance here. It could be a distorted way to see something, negative self-talk where you are selling yourself lies and buying them, not knowing that that you are deceiving yourself, but because you have a faulty lens through which you are seeing things, again related to Venus, how you feel about the thing and how the thing feels about you. It's also a sword card, so it has to do with the communication of these distorted ideas outwards. So it does involve other people, but it's an internal struggle. And we can see that the external is here with the 10 of Cups. So we have what is a change of luck. Now, this can be in any direction. The wheel is never really up or down. This is a distribution system of what it is that you are willing to arrive in reality, working towards, how adventurous, how much the magician in you is active, right? This is 10. So you are completing some cycle, opening up another cycle, but this is about taking chances. This is about opportunities, and this is about magic. The person or the persona needed to spin this wheel is the magician, right? Because this is 10, so it relates to the magician and the 4 aces of the deck. So there is something that is starting, or something that is ending, and something that is starting, but there is a distortion when it relates to your processing of information or outward communication or internal communication with respect to this opportunity. Now, I don't yet know what that means, but I know that it pertains to a lot of stress about your connections, your circle, your network of love, of support, friends, family. And it could just be one person. Not everyone has 10 actual cups, 10 different people that they can connect to. Sometimes you have 10 people or more, but only one of them is really a kind of rock with which you can lean on and count on and really share yourself with. So Aquarius, for you, I would say that matters of the mind take over and dominate matters of the heart, right? Because you're objective, you're for the good of all, you would like everyone to be happy, which then in turn keeps you on the outside and disassociated, right? Nothing is very personal for you. And at the same time, you have so much empathy for everyone that you can see their perspective, which means that you could see how it is personal. That lends you a lot of understanding, but again, a lot of mental stress. There's a lot of mental load that's happening right now. What we need to understand is how much of this mental load is self-induced. Are you creating more of a burden and mental gymnastics than necessary? Are you worried about things that are not yours to worry about? These swords are sideways. They cannot harm this character. They are in her dream or his dream space where she's meant or he is meant to rest. And yet they persist. So let's just see what's at the bottom of the deck. We didn't even get a chance to shuffle out. They just popped right in. So I got the Lovers, the 10 of, okay, so it's definitely regarding a connection of either a large group of people, a small insular network that you call family, and or one particular person that you love and trust completely. And I say that because I've got the Lovers union with the 10 of Pentacles. This could easily be your spouse. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, with the Ace of Pentacles continuing to be at the bottom of the deck. Now, this luck or this opportunity or this spinning in this new direction, whether or not you see it clearly, relates to your family, and it's stressful. I think it's a new adventure, and it's one that you care a lot about and have high hopes for, and also has a huge impact on your life. Again, I do think that there's something that's completing because the 10 of Pentacles is here. It has to do with whether or not you can work together. There is a way in which you have to leave some ideology behind, and that doesn't mean that you forget who you are, change who you are, or compromise to the point that you lose your wishes in this new endeavor. But if we're going to successfully come out of the 5 of Swords, we've got to be able to depart. This is a card of mental perseverance. So the 5 and the 6 in the Wands and in the Swords are kind of in tandem. They work together. It's kind of this big push of energy for you to recognize the limits of what's yours and what's not yours. Because in the 5 of Swords, there is this idea that he has taken the swords away, thinking that he is making the better choice than they could make for themselves, right? But this is manipulation. You cannot understand every bit of someone else's circumstance. And so making choices for other people limits their freedom, denies their culpability, and you don't give them access to free will. And you're not God. So I'm not saying you have a God complex, but one who is exercising like this their activities and thinking that it's manifestation or taking care of their family is acting like God and behaving like they have a God complex. Now, your opposite sign is Leo, who definitely tends to have a God complex. So we don't know what rubs off across the zodiacal wheel, right? Okay. Now, I think that there are 2 heads of state here. And so these are the budding heads because they go about things kind of differently. They probably want the same result. But the King of Pentacles is very slow, steady, and big picture, right? The long-term 5-year, 10-year plan. Also, he's really invested in small, tiny bits of consistent effort. Day by day. He's not really interested or concerned with big wins, big turnarounds, or a fast result. It's not even something that he considers. He is so content to do the day by day consistent approach. Meanwhile, the King of Swords has a sword that just cuts through whatever is the noise, does not care about the nuanced information, the specifics of the feedback of the day-to-day reality. No, it's just about law, the aggregate, and very little meaning when cutting away the bullshit. I'm doing air quotes because the King of Swords perceives themselves to be holier than thou as a civil servant, but really has very little insight as head of state how the civil servant or the civilians live. So yeah, there's a lot that's missed there. So what? There's an opportunity for change. There's an opportunity for leveling up. It's stressful. It has to do with a family member or a family unit. Working together is causing a real challenge for what it means to mind your own business, to keep your own mind, to keep from going crazy, to not pick at the wound, to let it be. There's a certain sense of trust too, that when he gets in this boat, he doesn't really know where he's going, but trusts that this process of departing will inevitably bring him where he intends to be, thrive. This is my mental perseverance card. It's when you are no longer stuck in a loop of your own bullshit, but recognizing how many different loops of bullshit you have. That doesn't mean you've gotten rid of them, but you're suddenly letting them play in front of you like a movie, like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. I see. So, let's see what the Wheel of Fortune is, okay? For Aquarius, for May 2026, please. Show me the money. I saw the Ace of Pentacles, and so we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This could be an endeavor that requires investment. And the King of Swords is like, no, looking at the bottom line, we don't have money to give. We can't do that. We can't afford it. Doesn't make sense. There's a certain level of comfort the King of Swords has come to expect, and he doesn't want to make any changes. But the King of Pentacles is about delayed gratification, and he is ready to invest because of the long game that's in his mind. So let's see this Wheel of Fortune, please. Again, if it's not you and someone else, it could be you and one other person making decisions for the family. So two heads of the household. It's possible, right? Can I see this Wheel of Fortune, please? What is spinning? What is arriving? What is closing? What is opening? Wheel of Fortune for Aquarius for May 2026, please, and thank you. Okay, so it has to do, again, with this connection, this connectivity, this Three of Cups, this happiness, this harmony, this life working with you. Everything is on your side. Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck, for fuck's sake. So Moon in Aquarius, there's a lot of emotionality about this. I don't know what we're talking about, but we have seen 5, 6, 7. You are working your way through very quickly the suit of swords. And this is not a suit to put lightly. This is like mental disturbance. You know, this is hard stuff. The suit of swords it's super challenging. And, you know, we like to just think that only crazy people have been diagnosed and only crazy people go to therapists and take medication. But like, we're all insane. And so we just have moments of insanity and then we bounce back. And so the suits represent what it's like to be human and just dip. A little toe, a little foot, whole leg. How about I jumped in for a big splash into insanity? That's Aquarius's mood during Taurus season, it seems, right? You're just trying to keep your head above water and trying to stay on the periphery or the perimeter of what it means to dive deep into this mental terrain. Now, it seems like you're doing a really good job, right? The quicksand is not taking you under. I have here clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Cups. This is a discovery of connection, a discovery of celebration. I don't know what that is. Is it a party? Is it a yes to an RSVP to celebrate a coming together of people? Is it deciding to have another baby? Is it taking a family vacation with another family? Is it saying yes to a new job in a new country, in a new city? Is it any one of those things? I don't know. It will require strategy. Let's see what goes on, because the Seven of Swords is very tricky. Moon in Aquarius, if I didn't already say this, so that means that your hopes and fears are part of this opportunity. Page of Pentacles. You want to learn something, you're going to learn something. It's going to bring you some fruit. Two of Pentacles. You've been going back and forth. It's going to require a lot of time management and busyness. The Lovers is here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, two majors as it relates to the bottom of the deck, talking about this Wheel of Fortune. And that means the strategy for getting hold of this opportunity, the time management that will be required to juggle everything that you currently have and whatever it is that the opportunity brings. There's going to be a heavy relied, a heavy way in which you come together, whether the alignment of the two sides of you, the old you that's been doing the do and the new do that you want to do, or the alignment of the partnership that we've seen with the Ten of Cups and or Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So this Lover's union and judgment, nothing can fall to the side. It's really important that all of you is present, and you recognize that. You recognize that now is the time when you answer the call. That the opportunity is now, and you have to move fast. So this is going to escalate very quickly. This is going to move into a very prosperous, even spiritually elevated approach. Whatever it is going to give you great power. And some of the things that you thought you were never going to use, some of the, like, your life has been such that you've been a little bit into this, a little bit into that. And the current job that you have, the current place that you live, whatever schooling you left behind, you're going to think that like they were just all for naught, that there was wasted attempts on your path up until this point that maybe you haven't really had an application for. You're going to find that you get to call all of that to the now. And there is a way for you to apply and to find power from it. Nothing is ever lost, right? And this is going to assuage some of the stress that you've had when looking at this decision, knowing that it was arrive. I feel there's a level of strong desire and intuition that you knew that this time was going to come. You strongly desired it. You wanted to manifest it, even though it was scary. The strategy that you have had in place has been in the moon. It's been running in the background this whole time. You didn't know what you knew that you would do, but you did do it, and you had all of the things that you needed to come right to the forefront of your mind when the decisions were arriving. Queen of Wands, right? So this is a strong desire, a strong passion. She is the highest example of the pursuit of passion. So let's put this all back in. And let's look at who the Ten of Cups is and see if it gives me any more insight. Can I see the Ten of Cups, please? Two more. Can I see the Ten of Cups? Ten of Cups is the Six of Cups, the Five of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant. So like I told you, this is a very spiritually elevating endeavor. I don't know what it is, but you're open to it. It has to do with rejoicing, coming together. It could be leading circles. It could be leading talks. It could be bringing like-minded people together. If you're a woman, it could have to do with women's health. If you're a man, it could be about men's circles. If you are trying to rally the community together to, I don't know, have a communal garden or make better decisions about how money is spent, or, for example, something to do with the infrastructure. This is what this looks like. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of ways in which you need to come together to work with the existing infrastructure, but you're using intuition to guide you. The moon is here now again. The strategy that we saw with the Seven of Swords in Aquarius, and here with the Piscean High Priestess. So you're really strongly guided. Again, you know exactly what it is that it's going to take from you, and you're prepared, even if you don't feel that way. And something about this has been in your calling, right? The Six of Cups. There's something about this that you're dipping back, reaching back into the history, whether it's, again, things that you have done in this life or just generational stuff that's been handed down to you. Maybe where your previous ancestors have lived, the changes that they made in their community, what they stood for, what they were invested in, and how they brought that interest to you when you were a child, right? There's this reaching the hand back, grabbing it, and then moving forward in a new way, because it's a modern time. Let's see what's underneath. The King of Cups. Yeah, there's a huge emotional maturity that's available, this kind of stable way in which you are bringing intuition into the practical. Perhaps it's taken you a long time to not be burdened by your intuition. Maybe it used to wipe you out, but now you can sit on this throne, on this ocean, not rocked, and you can use it for power. So I love that. I love all of this. It's very exciting. I'm going to leave that king there, and I'm going to pull from the Lenormand because I literally have no idea what we're talking about. And maybe the Lenormand can give me some insight. I'm also going to use the Sibylla and see if anything comes through from there. All I know is that you are committed. You are capable. You are rallying people. And you're challenging what is the status quo. Now, is that news for you, Aquarius? No. You stand for humanity. So it's part of your nature, part of your calling, but do you always do it with the gusto? No. And this particular moment, because the Wheel of Fortune is the first time here, you're closing out a time when you didn't do it, and you're ready for the time that you do it. What are we talking about, Spirit? What is this? Can I learn what is this in Aquarius's life? Thank you. That's the moon. That's your hopes, your dreams, your vocation. Good luck. As I've seen the moon 2 times. I'm not surprised that it's here. It still doesn't give me the answer. And maybe I'm not supposed to know because the moon is the mystery, right? Maybe you don't know, and so I'm not supposed to tell you. The fox. It's about using your wits, right? Against the mystery. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Storks. It has to do with change. It has to do with movement. There is a vocational change here. So maybe you're changing jobs, and what you're working towards as you transition into this new place is bringing your spiritual side into a practical plan. That's all I got. That's all I got. So whatever community means to you, whatever gathering means to you, whatever family means to you, that's the place that you bring this magic to. So I'm just going to check if the storks and the fox have a combination. No. If I check the fox and the storks, yeah, job change. Well, I didn't need the book for that. So it's a job change that brings your heart in. Let's see what the playing card is, right? Because in the Lenormand, you have the cards, the moon, the fox, the storks, but then you have the playing cards, which have different meanings. So curious what the moon's playing card is. It's an 8 of hearts, and it's an unexpected visit. It's a gift. So interesting. An unexpected visit or a gift. Like I said, there is a discovery here. There could be a travel that you take on, because we saw the 8 of Wands. Maybe you go somewhere and then you meet someone and then it's a partnership. Boom. Maybe you go somewhere and you've been looking for a place to open up a shop and you find some rental place and it's just perfect. Maybe, you know, you've been looking for a new home, for a job change that's already in place, and boom, you change your environment. Like we saw the 10 of Pentacles. Whatever it is, there is a shift here. And I can't I can't beat this. It's the message is just repeating, right? It's something that you have longed for a very long time. Anything you want to tell me more about this, Spirit? So angry woman is in reverse. And so maybe it's a dark-haired woman is here. Maybe there's something, a blockage that because you haven't been able to find your vocation, you haven't been able to express yourself, your passion, your voice, you haven't been able to get your right people. Maybe you've been working really hard on a project and now you get to release it, and now you have some people who are getting benefits from it. But the anger and the frustration, the stress of not being able to manage your mind and put into practical terms what you love, what you care so deeply about, has made you angry. And so there is a chance now for it to be a completely different experience. let's just see if there's anything from the Osho Zen that we can cover. The Fool, you're going to take a chance. Okay, that just popped out. You saw it. So this is when the Fool shows up here, it seems like more course correction than just taking a chance. Of course, the leap of faith is essential, but perhaps there is this way in which you move now in the direction that you were maybe afraid, delayed, didn't see a possibility previously. See, so from the Five of Swords, you didn't think it was possible, to the Six of Swords, you move out of your own way. And then through a change of the wind, just seeing things in a different way because you're in a different environment, you find yourself at the Seven of Swords. And there you have a strategy of how to put it into practice. Show me, please, anything more. Six cards. Integration, that's Temperance, Four of Wands, coming together, reunion of souls, home, death, transformation. There is a change of where you call home, what your stomping ground is, who your people are, how you support other people, and how people support you. I stand by that message. Six of Pentacles, that's giving back to the community and also the consistency in the day-to-day, right? Taking care of service, being in service. Seven of Wands, there's a lot to juggle. You are leveling up. You have never had this kind of role before. You have accepted the challenge and hold that Ace of Wands high. And the Knight of Swords, you are making right in the world what you have perceived previously to be an injustice. And maybe this Five of Swords, if we talk about the Aquarius collective, being part of the collective consciousness, you have been maybe perhaps sensitive to the injustices that have happened to people at large. And it has made you feel futile. It has made you full of apathy and anger. And here and now, you realize that reacting in this emotional way has never been mature and has never been helping the collective. And this change that you are working towards to alleviate these stresses and these responses to these stresses has now brought you to take this Knight of Swords and bring it with all of your wisdom up until this point of all the life that you lived, and you transformed what was being aggravated into a powerful way in which you bring people together to change not only their outlook, but it changes your life also. Being in service will do that. So that is super beautiful. And the Three of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Now, the Osho Zen gives titles to all of the cards in the deck, and it's written in French. And this is the experience of existence. And in this deck, the Magician is the existence. So you are very much embodying the magician persona because you started with the Wheel of Fortune, and the magician is the only one that can spin that wheel. Here you are waiting for your ships to come in because you have already put all your best feet forward, all your 10 toes forward to call in what you want. Temperance is here. It's been a long time coming, and you're finally integrating the parts of you that matter and how you can do good for others. I love that. And there's this beautiful harmony between the unseen, the mystery, and the decoder of the mysteries. So that is very beautiful, Aquarius. I think it's a transformative month for you. I have not seen such a beautiful reading, such a clear reading, such a reading of breakthrough for this season for other signs. So this is really, this is gorgeous. So I'm just going to pull Moonology just for some final advice. Close this message out for you. Can I have some advice for Aquarius, please? Final advice for Aquarius for May for 2026. Thank you. It says, have faith in your dreams. It's so perfect. And it is the waxing crescent moon. So we are just coming out of a new moon. So not yet like we are. I mean, it's waxing, but it's not a crescent yet. So have faith in your dreams. That's it. At the bottom of the deck, I have you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. I hope that something has resonated with you here. I wish you the best of luck in these new endeavors and whatever changes that you're making for you and yours. And if there's anything that resonated for you here, please leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, ciao.